Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I hope everyone is okay to begin with this new day of alignment, today related to the knees. In the emotional week of Capricorn. Ah, um, so for everyone that is following every day at the same hour, I have to say that in a few days I will be changing the things because I am living. I live the place. I won't be in this moment in this place for at least 10 days more. Um, but I'm not living in Egypt. I go to the Nile on a boat because place I am, there are a lot of people right now that are players of handball teams. I don't know if you've seen in the news, but Egypt decided to keep going with the schedule um, of an international um, um, championship of handball, and many of the players that came has COVID. So they had in the rooms where I'm staying, they have a lot of people with COVID that are locked in quarantine in the rooms. So I am quarantined also here, closed in another part of the hotel. So I am not in touch with anyone. So they requested also for me to be away outside this place during these days. Um, so I'm leaving. Okay. So just wanted to let you know that I'm not going to be here, and the signal won't be the best. So I will be connected anyway every day, but maybe the signal is not the best. So I just wanted for you to know um, that for the next time, the next weeks, I'm not going to be here. Um, yep. So we'll be fine. So let's begin with the topic for today. ¿Qué es? So the topic for today is adversity, which is kind of the things that we are living today, this kind of conflicts. So let's talk about adversity. ¿Se me ve bien hoy? Espero que se me vea bien. I hope you can see me well today. I don't know if I was saying that I hope you see me well, but the image, not me, because I would like to have pixels in front so you can see how I look today. So just give me a moment to try to explain what is adversity, because right now I have nothing in my head. So let me a moment to find out what is the code. So let's begin by understanding the origin of the word so we can start with the idea. Sorry, I was smelling a lot of roses, and I know if this if is this suddenly. If I'm smelling this, then I don't have COVID, so that's a good thing. so so remember, we go to this. Adverse universe has the same origin. Okay, so both of them comes from versus. That means to turn, to bend, to tort. Okay, torsion. To yes, to make a torsion, to make a turn, turn, bend. Okay, all these words. Universe comes from versus and unus, that means one. One. And ad comes from the word to go to someplace. Okay. So so remember then universe means the one that turns to itself again, the one that bends its own body to itself, the ones that comes back again to itself. And adverse means that thing that goes to bend itself, and something, sorry, that goes to the direction of bending, of distortion, of of turning. Okay, so that would be the difference. So adverse goes towards something that is distorted, and universe comes back from something that is distorted. Okay? Well, so remember, the universe is only one origin, and this origin projects into a different being outside so it can see itself, to experience itself. So it's kind of a projection from one to another. But the universe doesn't project and expose a part of it into the opposite, from in to outside. The universe, in order to create the other one, bends itself. So let's take, like, for example, that the universe is only one line. So now picture this, that if we have this being, only one being, there is another way to see it. We can see it in depth. And if we see it in depth, we have a line. So that this dot here is just the spot in the beginning of this one, creates this line. How does this spot from here that observes this direction to be able to observe also this direction? So the way in which it becomes able to see both together is by dividing itself in two. So it doesn't cut in half, it bends in half. So now I have two eyes. Hmm? So this keep bending itself until they create a pattern. Okay? And then they start to bend again, once and again, creating another pattern. Hmm? So they bend again to create another pattern. And they dividing and dividing once and again, once and again. This is what we call the bending of time and space. Hmm? So the same thing happened with the sphere, like dividing itself in order to bend to itself to see a different perception of itself. So it creates, like, for example, one dark side here, okay? But it's the same, it's not different things. It's just one being bending to itself. So the paradox of this system is that everything is just one only being trying to see itself, the one that it is. So it tries to bend itself to more to see the unity. But the paradox is that as many times it divides itself, you have many more options. So it creates many other distortions and options as much it tries to reach itself. This is why the universe starts to create so many options, so many existence, because this is the only way it has to find the unity, the whole. So if it doesn't do this path, it will never become aware of this. Okay, so this is why it of itself. So this is why it needs to divide itself in order to be aware of what the unity means. So so the everything, if it doesn't observe itself, the everything is nothing. It doesn't mean anything, because what is the goal of the everything if it's not being able to experience itself? So this is why the self, the everything starts to divide itself so it can watch itself, experience itself, so it can see many other options, grow, understand, gives a meaning to the everything. Okay, that's why it seems illogical, but it's logic. The everything, to understand the everything, needs to divide. Okay, bien. So just to remember, what is the universe? Is only one being that divides itself so it can see another option of itself. So it starts to bend. So here the universe, the unus, the one, divides itself and turns itself to another direction, going away from the unity, going to the duality. And that's what we call adverse. Adverse is the system to where it goes. So remember, from the universe through the adverse, we create the diverse. You remember that? diverse. So uni is 1, D is 2. Okay. So we have here the universe, the diverse through the adverse. So we are diverse beings. Why are we diverse beings? So why we are diverse beings? Because we are basically divided in two. All the beings of our reality are diverse because we have been divided, bent in two. So all the beings in the universe exist through this duality that we call time and space. So from the unity comes the duality of time and space. How does this great I, the only one I, to become good? So how does this one I turns into two different eyes of the universe, of the diverse? So through the adverse. The adversity is the quality, the path that the unity takes to reach the duality. So it means that for the universe, adversity, to something that is adverse, is very important because it needs adversity to create, to divide. Because adverse is the path that takes to create something. That's why the path for creation is adverse. It has conflicts on it. It has division, bending, breaking, dividing. It has conflicts just because of this. So as you see here, conflict for the universe is fundamental. I hope you get this. So now we have this division from this side down and like this to this other side. So the universe will have an adverse path to reach the diverse. So the diverse will also have to have an adverse path to reach the universe. So we would say that here we find the divine in the universe, and then we have here these animals, people, and plants, a tree, in the diverse. So here, the people, the animals, the plants will also try to find the unity from the diversity. So the universe will need to divide itself as many times as possible in order to reach this division, the system. So in order to reach this system, the universe will have to divide by 2 as many times as possible until it reaches the diversity, the diverse. So when the diverse reaches its lower point of distortion, distortion starts to reach again the unity to give a meaning, a sense of the things. So everything that was separated must come back again to the unity. So now it's much more easy to separate than unite. So in this process, the universe generates conflict in order to, through the adversity, find the diversity. And the diversity needs to solve the conflict in order to reach the universe again. So basically, conflict is something that is bending in 2 sides, 2 different parts. So the one that creates conflict from the universe is the creator, because it needs to create. For diversity only exists because of the creation. It's a creator itself, creating the conflicts. So the people or the beings in diversity are the only ones able to solve the conflicts, because we know all the different parts of the conflict. We have the experience. This is something that makes us work the responsibility. So imagine here that in this concept, the divine is the one creating the division, but the different aspects by the unconsciousness, they don't know how to solve it, so they ask for salvation to God, to a divinity up there. So the responsibility lies here in the concept of we as humans has been the ones creating all this adversity in order to manifest what we are now. So there's no one from the heavens understanding what diversity means. We are the only ones that have done the whole path. We are the only ones able to do all this reconstruction, resolving the conflict, because we have created and we know the conflict. So it's only our work to do that. There is no one in other dimension, in other planet, or in the heavens coming to say, I will save you. We are the only ones that have to do that. So what happened next? So this point here is the one that we are going to call adverse. Adverse. So the universe, in order to become diverse, will go through the adverse process of losing something from itself, because in order to create the division, to manifest something in this reality, the universe must lose something from itself. So this is the first conflict that the universe has, which is detachment. From the point of view of diversity, in order to find the unity in the universe, we need to go through the conflict in this point of adverse, where two visions must come back to be one together. So this point here is the one that we call the conjunction between two different beings. These points are the ones that we call between being, which in Latin we call interesse, interest. So the point of interest is the adversity that two beings has to face in order to reach one same goal. So let's do it very easy. Person A and person B, both of them get in love with person C. So these two people has the same point of interest, which is to be together with C. So point A and point B will have a conflict and adversity. So in this example, just to have this idea, in this example, so usually in our cultures we would say, so the B and the C should be, the B and the A should have this argument to be with the person C, and the person C must choose the B or the A or something like that. But in the concept of the universe, it's really difficult to get to unity because we have this concept of one or the other. And in the universe, this would mean that A and B are both together with the C, so they find a balance and they don't have adversity. That would be a way, for example. In the point of view of the universe, the person C, yes, divides itself to choose one of these two. The same thing could happen in countries, for example. So there is country A and country B, and they are willing to have the same resources in a third country. So they start a war. So from the point of view of the universe, adversity is not something wrong. It's something that creates possibilities, that opens the tree to see different options, that manifest things. But going to the unity, we have common interest points that creates conflicts according to our previous preconceptions of that point of interest. So the universe, from this point of view, creates options. From our point of view of humans, we create wars. So from the point of view of the universe, the point of interest is to create an option. From the point of view of the diversity, the point of interest is to control that interest, to control only one option. So this is just for us to understand that The universe is not creating conflicts and wars. The universe doesn't need that. We are the only ones that create these conflicts and wars because we want to reach the unity, but we do it through an unconscious way. So I guess that's it for now, because we will talk more about this, because we are still have the month of Aries ahead. So we will talk about conflict. So remember, we are in Capricorn, so we are talking about the systems of this. In other moments, like Aries and Gemini, we will speak about the emotions and how we handle them and so on. Okay, so don't worry. The vibration for today is Boo. The statement for today is I am the home of the walkers. The code for today is Axis. Every destiny node likewise into an axis. For in the cosmic geometry, all nodes have their antipodes crossing the center of the figure generated by all the paths and destinies, edges and vertices. The nodal point where all the central lines connect the core with the vertices are called axes. And these are capable of crossing not only the spaces of the path but the times. Being on axis is having coherence between the internal, superficial, and external, between body, soul, and spirit, past, present, and future. So let's go to the alignment. We sit comfortable, taking deep breath, focusing on the breathing. you take deep breaths, pay attention to the environment you find yourself in, and use your imagination to make it darker and darker, like a night full of stars. In front of me, I perceive a fire with its flames like snakes, shining in red and orange, expanding the heat that I feel in my hands, chest and face as I watch the fire deep and straight. I recognize that I am not alone around the fire, that there are many other people, and I recognize these people as those that are linked to me by the conflicts of my life. These people are my conflicts. I ask myself, are they my enemies? How do I feel with these conflicts, with the defeat, the fight, the conflict? Am I capable to accept the defeat? Am I capable to transcend those who I call my enemies? Take a deep breath. I recognize in the fire of the adversity that every conflict that I find in my life was created by me in order to find all the abilities that I have to evolve, to know myself. I am the creator of my own adversity. And the only reason why I cannot accept this reality is because I am still learning from it. I take a look into all these enemies, conflicts, and adversities around me, and I honor them because they show me also things that I cannot see in myself. With my hands and breathing, I take the fire of the adversity within me. So this time, it's not the adversity using me, but it's me, myself, using the adversity as a tool for my own evolution. And I sing, bringing consciousness to it. I recognize all of them who are around me. They are walkers of existence, and all of them find their home within me. I am the home of walkers. I am the home of the walkers. I am the home of the workers. And I use the adversity of all these workers as a tool for our own evolution as one. I use, I use, I use. As I came back, I set the intention to write down these adversities in my life, these conflicts, to make them aware as tools for my own evolution. As I come back here and now, I stretch the body, caress the body, expanding this consciousness around my body. Thank you everybody for being there as always, and see you tomorrow at the same time.